Hey monkeys, how you doing? Damian Keys here. Welcome to the channel which is dedicated to you, the musician, in bands and everything music industry related. And I want to say a big hello and a big thank you to everyone who's joined me on YouTube recently because I've seen the numbers spiking. So if you're new to the channel, thank you so much. And if you are new to the channel, then get involved in the comments below because this is a community and it's all about growing and helping you achieve the things that you want to achieve in the music industry as a musician and in a band. So let me ask you a question. Are you doing everything you can? Are you doing enough? And of the stuff that you are you doing that stuff well enough? I think if we're honest with ourselves, if I ask that question, most of us would say we could probably do more and we could probably be doing better. So my next question is, who are you accountable to? Now you are dedicating your life to becoming a musician or in a band and taking this as far as you want to go and gaining success within the music industry. And I talk a lot about setting goals and setting targets. And to be fair, with the conversations that I'm having with quite a lot of you on my social media, I am really starting to see that people are picking up these targets and goals and setting themselves targets and goals in order to reach them, which is brilliant. So the next step once you've got that is, who are you accountable to? Who's calling bullshit on your excuses? And is it you, is it someone else in the band, or is it someone outside of the band? Have you ever heard of social loafing? Now, social loafing is effectively an occurrence where when people get together, they aren't as productive or proactive as they are as an individual. And the reason for that is because they're allowing other people to take on the slack. So effectively, instead of everyone else coming up to that level, everyone sinks down to a certain level, and then the group of people aren't doing as much as they would do if they were on their own individually. Now, I hear from bands all of the time saying, we need a manager, and you might have even said this yourself, that you need a manager. Usually, a lot of the time, bands don't need a manager right up until that point where everything that they're doing is so busy and so crazy and so hectic that they can't manage everything themselves. Before that point, what you need isn't a manager, it's someone who will hold you accountable to what you are trying to achieve. So once you've set these targets, whether they're short-term, medium, or long-term goals and targets, then who is holding you accountable? And so for me, I own a bunch of businesses, so therefore I don't have a boss as such. So I'm not accountable, apart from the fact I'm accountable for all the people I work with, but I'm not really accountable upwards. So therefore, I want to be accountable to myself. So every couple of weeks, I will meet with someone and I will talk to them and I will explain what I've been doing for that week or for that fortnight, and I will discuss what I want to do to take it forward. And effectively, in my own mind, I'm accountable to myself because I will leave that meeting thinking to myself, I haven't really done enough towards what I'm working towards, or I've smashed it this week and I'm feeling really inspired to go on to next week and try and achieve the same amount. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, you're right, we are doing stuff and we are setting targets, but we're not holding ourselves accountable unless there's one person in the band who's effectively trying to push it forward. If this is you, then I've got 3 tips on how you can hold yourself accountable. Tip number 1, find someone outside of your band and probably outside of your immediate friend group. Now, this person needs to be a listener and not a talker. So if you sit down with someone and you start talking to them and they say something like, you know what you should do, then kindly and politely stop the conversation and go and find someone different, because you don't need opinions. What you need is someone who will listen and guide you through what you are doing and how that is affecting the targets that you're trying to achieve. Tip number 2, as businessy as this sounds, I want you to write down what these targets are. You've got your long-term goals and you've got your short-term targets. As well as that, you need to have who is going to be taking responsibility for these targets and what is the deadline. Now, I know it sounds corporate and businessy, but there's a reason for that. It's because if you do it like that, it will get done. If you don't do it like that, it becomes arty-farty, and that's when time goes by and months pass and you think, wow, we haven't really released any music for a while, but we've got so much stuff in the pipeline. That word, in the pipeline, I hear that all of the time. Let's get this shit nailed down, get it out, and let's build something special. And tip number 3, set up a meeting, whether it's a physical meeting or a Skype conversation or even a call, but find a way of actually getting together to discuss how the week has gone, In other words, what we did last week, what we set ourselves up last week to do, have we done those things? What we want to do for the next week going forward and who's responsible for them, and also a rating of what you have done last week. This is what we did. How do we feel we've done in it? I think we did a 6 out of 10. Well, in which case, how can we improve and what can we do differently and better for the week going forward? This is the way that you start to achieve this accountability, because you can actually say to the drummer or the bass player or the guitarist, hang on a minute, mate, we've done this, you haven't done your bit, what's going on? Do you want to do this? Do you not want to do this? And then the next week you can start again. If that keeps recurring over and over again, you find out who really wants this and who doesn't want it. And you need people on your side. This is a tough industry. You need everyone pulling in the same way. And this is the way you find out who's with you and who isn't. And if they aren't with you, then you should go and watch the video I made a few months back about sacking your bandmates. So I'm loving that I'm talking to a lot of you and you're setting goals, you're setting targets, and you're getting more organized and you're getting more shit done. Now I want to think about measurable targets and accountability. Who are you accountable for so that you know that you are actually moving in the right direction? If you don't have that, it's time to find someone and put some systems in place that can help you help the rest of your band be accountable as well. So as always, if you can hit the like, mash the subscribe, and more importantly, just come and be a part of the community. Come and comment. I try and actually get involved with all of the conversations. So come and be a part of this community because we're doing this every day. Thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow.